Hello. Hey guys. Ew, what is with that? Hey guys, it's Ghybz. The broadcast is saying she's got money for impromptu trips abroad, and this is the tea and things.
What?
I want to share with you guys how I got a US visa. I'm not even going to say approved because there is no sure way to get approved. There are 4 steps. Hold on. I've got the site ready here. I'm going to leave the link on the description below so you guys can see. And there is literally like 6 steps here, but basically it's just 5 when you're applying for it, because it's like the 6th step is you getting your passport back. But then they'd also have guidelines or lists of requirements, and literally the list of requirements they need to go through with your application is your receipt, because you have to pay first. It's not the same as with other embassies or applying for visa at a different country, because usually you would pay on the day of your interview, but for them you pay first and then you get the interview. So you need to show your receipt. You have a form to fill up and you have to bring that with you. Obviously your passport, and I'm not even sure if it's a 2x2. They didn't specify a size, but just to be safe, I brought it with me 2x2. Recent photo, and by recent they want it to be like 6 months from date of, at least, at most 6 months from the date of your interview. And I literally had to do a photo booth shoot for that because I don't have any recent. Do I? So yeah, I had to take it with me, plus the fact that I dye my hair a lot, so it's that's it. I just got a photo. Okay, period. Let me just scroll past through the steps in how to apply for a visa. Step 1, for non-immigrant visa applicants, you have to determine your visa type. This is very important. They've got different types of visas depending on your purpose of travel. It would be B1/B2 for those that would want to go to America for business or pleasure. B2 is pleasure, I think. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But they usually come together, so you can choose like B1/B2 if you're going there for holiday. The second step here is the payment. I paid 224 Sing dollars, because the fee amount is 160 USD, which is more or less like 10,000-ish pesos. And that also depends on which visa you're applying for. So yeah, you really gotta save up for this, and you wanna make sure you don't wanna mess up. This is 200 something dollars. I cannot put this to waste. That's non-refundable. So you pay for it first, you have your interview, and it's either approved or thank you next. There are different ways of paying this. I'm not sure how you do it in the Philippines, but for Singapore, I can either just go to the post office and pay, or go to this kiosk and pay there. I went to the post office because it was near my office. So yeah, the third step here is to answer the DS-160 form. This is the form asking for a lot of information about you and questioning you, like interviewing you based on your answers there. Some people actually bring their birth certificates to the actual interview, because I don't know why, but sometimes the officer asks about it. And here's the thing. So my mom has a different name on her passport and a different name on her birth certificate. Don't even ask me why, because not even my grandparents know. But yeah, so I was like, what do I put? And we just ended up deciding, like, what is your name on my birth certificate? Because I think that's the only thing that matters. That's the thing that I would show them if they need to. So yeah, prepare for that. I was kind of worried for myself because I didn't get it, but they didn't really ask it, so I guess that's fine. So yeah, step 4 is to schedule your visa appointment, and it says here the process will need your passport number, which means you bring your passport, your fee receipt, which is what I mentioned, and the 10-digit barcode from the DS-160 confirmation page. Yeah, so after you fill out the form, you will receive this confirmation page, and once you lodge that, you have to make sure you don't need to edit anything. Like, everything is correct, because once you submit it to them, there's no turning back. It's like, that's it. Bye, Felicia. Although they do have this last step, which makes you, wherein they let you review all your answers, but after you click submit, that's it. So you have to be very careful and precise with the things that you put down in that form. And yeah, the 5th step is to visit the embassy on the date and time of your scheduled visa appointment. I did mine early in the morning. Yeah, it was like 8. It was quarter to 8 a.m. and I did that because I didn't want to take leave from work. My work hours start at 9 a.m. so I was like, yeah, I think I can make it, or like just be a little bit late but not like take the day off for it. I would just want to comment on how intense their security is. There's literally, you get x-rayed, is that what you call it? The thing? Whatever, the detector shit. Sounds so dumb. Anyway, you go through that twice. Your bag and all the rest of your shit gets x-rayed, and you have to leave your devices with them. It has to be turned off or on airplane mode. I had to leave my charger with them, even my headphones. Every single electronic device you leave with them when you go in. And then you get to another gate. Mind you, their door is so heavy, I thought I couldn't even open it almost. But yeah, you go through another set of whatever before you get to the spot. And the scary, it's not really scary, but it's so awkward, is I thought the interview would take place in a room. It's just you and the consul, but it is so, it's so nerve-wracking because you guys are just lining up, all the rest of the applicants there. You give your passport first, and then you get your fingerprints done, and then you do the interview. But the thing is, you all just line up, so it's like a snake line, long queue, and the interview happens at a counter. There's this glass window with this tiny hole, and the consul is literally just on his microphone, and you're in front, and in front of everyone, so like literally everybody can hear what's going on. You know who gets the visa denied and who gets the visa approved. I'm super anxious right now because I have to answer your questions, and they're gonna hear shit. So yeah, I told my friends about it, and my friends like, oh right, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that. I don't know if it showed, but I knew I was shaking because I have anxiety. I don't like people, and being in that position, it's like through the roof. It's literally just a 3-minute long interview. Imagine that. It took me 3 months to prepare for it for only 3 minutes, and you have to pay like $226. Is that right? Whatever. The first question they will always ask you is, why are you going to the US? So I was like, oh, I'm going there to attend my friend's wedding. I've got the invite here. Because I read in a blog, even if they don't ask for it, just shove it in their face. When he was doing me, no, that is not the case. He was already pissed because the first 2 guys did not seem prepared for it. He was asking for supporting documents, which they could not provide. And so both of them got denied, and they were literally the first 2 people there, and I was the 3rd one, which made it more scary. By the way, it's not all the time that your officer is rude or nice. It just really depends. So I was like, yeah, I've got the invite here and shit. And he was like, I don't need to see that. Like, legit stoic guy who just wants to get this over with. You don't want to over explain, and you don't have enough time to actually answer his questions because he's in a hurry. He just has to finish each person as quickly as he can because, like I said, the queue is long, and he was the only officer there at that time. I think it's because they just opened. It was really early, and they usually just have 2 slots per day, which is 12 or midday and then early in the morning. The next question that he asked me is, how long have I been in Singapore? So yeah, you just have to answer that. I don't think they're gonna ask you that if you obviously don't live in Singapore. I've heard him ask this to the other guys in the room, the guys before me. So yeah, I guess this is quite templated. So I go like, I've been here for a year plus, a year and 3 months ish. And I couldn't even answer that because I was so frazzled. Like, my brain was not working. I couldn't do my math. So I just went like, a year, more than a year. I've been here since 2017. The key here is tell the truth. He also asked me what I do for a living. And this one was quite funny because he was just like, so what do you do here? And I just go, oh, I work here. And so he goes like, no shit. There's literally no context in what he wants me to say or what he's asking, right? And I was just like, oh fuck, I am messing this up big time. You have to be specific. I guess that part he gave me a free pass because it's really a miscommunication. So yeah, obviously he would know that I was already working here because it's in the form that he's looking at, but at least like I was able to answer him what I actually do here. He also asked me, do you have any bank statements with you to show me? In the form, they ask you if you are sponsored or if you're sponsoring yourself. Obviously, if you're sponsoring yourself, you have to show them that you can afford your trip. You don't necessarily have to buy a plane ticket, like a round trip ticket. I didn't have mine, but I had it ready. I had a reservation already, and they didn't ask for it. They would also have it in their website, and they would literally say, do not buy the ticket first, because they know how expensive it is, and there is a huge chance to get denied a visa. So they don't ask for it, but they will ask for dates of when you plan to travel to US. So yeah, I showed him bank statements worth 6 months from to date. No, not to this date, but you get what I mean. And he asked me if I've traveled to other countries, and this is the big thing. It really helps if you travel a lot first. For us Filipinos, it's wise and it's easy if we just go to countries that do not need visas for us, and that would mostly be ASEAN countries. So yeah, it really helps. So I told him like, yeah, I've been to Indonesia, Malaysia, and Dubai. And then he goes like, what were you doing in Dubai? And I like got scared because of all the countries I had to mention, and I also wasn't expecting a follow-up question after he asked me if I've traveled before. And you can't lie about this because they already have your passport anyway. So yeah, he goes like, what were you doing in Dubai? And I was like, my parents used to work there, so I come in like back and forth. And then he goes on to say like, are they still there? What are they doing there? And they question me, and he questions me these things, which I felt like, why would this matter? It's good that you would do your research first, but don't take it to Bible. It's always going to be different. Oh yeah, which by the way, I have to say this. Don't only bring your most recent passport. It helps, especially if you've got stamps in your old ones. Bring it with you. Like, show it as proof that yes, you have traveled before. It's not really how I imagined, because usually when I imagine these things, it's like, congratulations, you got approved. Well, not that happy, but you get what I mean. But he was just like, okay, your visa is approved, good luck on your trip. You are expected to get your visa your passport with the visa a week after your interview, or at least that's what they say in their website. I was just relieved that it was over, everything was done. It didn't process in my head that I had an approved visa, but I also didn't feel bad. It's kind of like, whew, it's over. Wow, I'm really going to America. If you guys have any more questions, you can ask me in the comment section down below. But I will try as much as I can to help you guys with whatever inquiries you have. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Oh my god. Just click subscribe, please.